Alawal Mawen, Akbar Noir. Great peace, great full moon, great riddance. There's a lot going on in the world as far as environmental protections, which covers the refuge of anyone and also covers the health of anyone. Um, House Bill 5246. This is in 2023 on the calendar date of the 26th of October. And this is leaving Canada going into Michigan. And as we know, you can take Michigan straight to Illinois if you're going along that strip. All right, so family ties. Now you can see here, if you're out in the public, you'll see if you're in a particular city in the north, a particular city in the south, you have a lot of distributors who deal with pharmaceuticals, who deal with fast foods, who deal with pretty much all type of biohazardous products that are disguised as acceptable or kosher. We have people who are mandated to take drugs. They're mandated to eat a certain way for those who see people who eat things like fast food chains, as far as like chicken and ribs and fries. And they eat these things every day. This is the agenda that we're in right now when you talk about the 2030 Outland with the environmental protections. And with this environmental protection, we're leading in a case where people are being greatly affected by their own choices. And as you can see right here, these are some of the few sponsors who went along with this bill. Now, nothing's wrong with the bill, but again, we're dealing with a lot of mess as far as people emitting certain gases, whether you be in a public space. We're being greatly affected by the choices that other people tend to pollute themselves in. Again, when you eat a certain way, when you take certain drugs, this emits through your skin, this emits through your mouth, this emits through your nostrils. And the people who you go by, or the people who you see on a day-to-day basis, whether it be at work, whether it be at a gym, whether it be at home, for those who are married and have children, you see these things on a basis, and it takes a toll on your mental health. So when you are around people who eat things, if I aforementioned, like chicken or ribs, French fries, hot dogs, pizza, some of the American biohazardous push forth products or foods, what are disguised as foods. We're put in predicaments where we are faced with these types of vendettas. If you're eating a certain way, you put the person next to you, you put their health at risk. I know me, as far as my immune system, I'm kind of obliged or not to take certain things that kind of supplement health. I like to get my health regimen naturally, as far as drinking natural spring water, drinking natural chlorophyll type of ingestments, if you will, sort of like kale, cucumber, spice radishes, things that are naturally concentrated with a large amount of CO2, or as I can say, carbon or oxygen. And again, when we're around people who don't take care of their bodies, don't take care of the environment around them, we are affected by their decisions. And again, if you are someone who is trying to take care of a family, or you're someone who is trying to make it to the next hour or the next day or the next year to celebrate your commemorates with those who you love, we cannot necessarily take risk because of some person wants to be immature in the decisions that they make, whether that be smoking, whether that be drinking. We're put in those predicaments where we have to act. So their slow foot on the things that is happening right now, leading up with the world. And that would be right here, Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. If you go to other countries, I think it was just in Ethiopia. The prime minister there and the administration, the president, they faced choice to set out a goal to build over, I don't want to give a specific number, I'll just say over 1 million plants to be planted to take care of the environment and basically bring more green to their countries. And this is not happening in America. And it's unfortunate. And you can see right here, it highlights open water disposal of contaminated dredge materials. So they're talking about waste. They're talking about dump sites. They're highlighting emergencies. Okay, sentiments. You can pretty much remove the suffix there and create sentinel. So if you're dealing with a matter of because in America, everything is about central intelligence. Like, they're not necessarily trying to better a slot for people. They're trying to make sure that the next people or the next person doesn't find out what their next move is, because everything is pre-planned, it's premeditated. So we just have to be very smart in what it is that we take part in and how we can basically make sure that we're putting ourselves in positions where we're not affecting the health of youth, we're not affecting the health of, again, the people around us. We're not affecting the health of the elderly. And I say all this because as I look around, we're going into winter. There's not going to be any more leaves on trees. There's not going to be a sense of urgency to exercise, and a sense of urgency to soak in sun, a sense of urgency to travel. This is going to greatly affect the mental health of a lot of people. What are we going to do about environmental awareness? What are we going to do about climate change? And it's sad to say, I don't want to see like people just driving around in cars during the winter, basically emitting bad CO2 into the air. Like, I don't want to see that, because again, like, children are trying to learn in school. It's bad enough that their parents are giving them bad foods. It's unfortunate. Like, if I were to have kids, like, my children, they would be raised up on purely green foods. Like if you want to substitute something for um, the taste of a poultry type of dish, well, you can mix up some lentils, mix up some whole grain bread. Like there's a lot of different avenues you can take in order to get that sensational type of effect as far as the taste buds going and clamoring. There's a different lot of avenues you can go in as far as like making sure that your children get the right nutrition. It's not just feeding them cow product or disguised as beef. Like, nah, that's not the way to go. So I'm kind of happy for Africa, like more so than America, because they're taking the right approach. They're taking the right determination, self-determination. So I'm very enthused about that. I definitely want to invest more into Africa, as far as not only sponsoring children, but like going so more as much as investing into single businesses as far as a single product, manufacturing, machinery. I want to invest in stuff like that. But I'm just looking at what's going on in America, and I'm not sold on what's going on. I'm not sold on it. We shouldn't necessarily be talking about mental health and things like that. We should be talking about environmental awareness. I think like children coming up missing in Ohio, they're blaming it on mental health. Like that's not good. I think that's just a cloak in the fever. Like they're trying to cover up something that's been going on, and it's environmental awareness. If you have people going from here to Z, here to A to Z, and cars are being ran off petroleum, and a lot of people don't know the origin of this petroleum, like what's in it. Like nothing just happens by sudden. It's always a catch to it. So my thing is people need to brighten up. They need to put stuff into their body that's going to emit better gases. Don't necessarily eat food, but drink more liquids. A lot of green, a lot of concentrated colors like what you would see on a coating of an eggplant or a red onion. Like people need to drink water, a lot of clean water. I can just say, just do your best. I know it's trying times, but again, we have to make sure we look after each other, because what the next person does, you're affecting the next person feet within you, whether it be 50 feet, 100 feet, 6 million feet. You're affecting that person by the actions that you choose to take. And that's all I have to say for now. Make sure you look over this document here. Look at the sponsors. All right, because whatever happens in Canada is going to happen in Michigan. And whatever happens in Michigan is going to happen in D.C. And whatever happens in D.C. is going to affect the other union states. All right, so Naoi, great piece. This is the second segment. And I just wanted to go over a previous disclosure that I didn't get to touch on. And I'm going to see if I can stumble upon it. And I have. So we know if you're one who happens to rent, and this is not an exemption for those of us who own, but for those who rent and they have a landlord, when the landlord tells you you can't have a pet in your home, and I'm one who obviously I'm not I don't think pets should be a home, just according to like Islamic law, right? Where they call it najis. As far as like a pet licking on you or you picking up the um, biosphere of the pets um, droppings, as far as like cat litter and stuff like that. Like I've never been one who was accepting of living with animals. But again, like if you are a tenant and you have a landlord, so you're basically living under military tenure. All right, so they're injecting military affairs into civil affairs, and like, what do you do with a civil person or like a child? Civil being a synonym for child. What do you do with a person who you have to constantly tell to do this or do that or get up and get to do this, and you can't tell them like any more than what you've already told them. All right, we saw what happened in 1947, as far as a population going Barres, or should I say extinct or almost extinct.